Everybody, it's your boy, the Versace Stoner, with another episode of VSW.
These sons will beat you.
That's right, folks. Big news flash. Oh my God! VSW.
Brass hats know what time it is. Get up off of your seats and bow down to the king.
One of the greatest in this game and one of my favorite all-time people in this game. The Versace Stoner.
It's places like this. I started in the middle. I'm here still in the middle. I consider myself a mill wrestler.
Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner. We're here with another episode of VSW Podcast. That's right. And tonight, if you just caught our last one, we were talking chaotic wrestling, all charged up. Right now, we are going to be talking AEW wrestling. Who's behind that forbidden door? Let's give Disable Wolf a call here. Let's get things started. You know the drill, folks.
Disable here.
Welcome back on the show, Wolf. Now, we're just talking AEW, the Forbidden Door. You know, this has been a topic in wrestling for, I feel like, a while, this Forbidden Door, you know. Oh, some people said, you know, in the beginning, Jericho was a forbidden door, you know, coming into AEW. There's been a lot of speculation, people moving. As you see, WWE's gotten rid of a lot of talent.
And a lot of their latest release batch, the 90-day, has already expired, leaving Biff Busick to debut in Beyond this past Friday.
Exactly. Biff Busick was allowed to be back. You know, you got Killer Cross about to expire, am I correct? Or is that already done?
I think that might have already been done.
But Scarlett was 1 month in. She was only like a 30-day, I believe. The NXT people are only 30 days in.
Oh, wow.
But it's shorter for them. That was the mistake they made with, you know, some of the people they let go. They didn't realize they were on a shorter base and they were able to actually
like Malachi
debut.
Black.
He was able to debut a lot sooner than people were expecting because they never had moved him over off the NXT roster.
But there is a chance, too, that they just troll us and it's Cody. Because they technically say he's a free agent.
Okay, so maybe it is. And you know, they control you all they want. They could even tell you it's a former WWE guy that they're bringing in, and it's just be Cody Rhodes. Now that is one possibility. It'd be very, very disappointing, though. I would be disappointed. That's like them announcing another Cody figure for the Unrivaled series. Like, it's just not necessary. Cody's part
Maybe
of this
Drake
brand.
Maverick.
Who?
Drake Maverick. He'd probably be less disappointing than Cody.
He would be. Drake Maverick would be less. Although Swoggle would be a real pickup if they could get Swoggle.
He is the former son of Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
So I mean, that's a forbidden door. And I mean, if we want to talk about McMahon's, let's talk about another forbidden door. The big one. You know, Shane was just let go. We do not
He was in
know.
the Royal Rumble.
We don't know what an executive has for a no wrestle clause because he technically wasn't. I mean, he was a wrestler, but he wasn't on the active roster. I don't believe. I don't know what Shane McMahon is considered. So
it's probably more of like a management role.
Yeah, so I don't think he has any kind of restriction. He could just probably walk out and walk right in and start.
Absolutely, Versace.
Now, would that be the most forbidden door ever? The son of Vince McMahon Son, the owner of WWE, joining AEW.
Absolutely, but there was a Medusa or Alondra Blaze being WWE Women's Champion, and then showing up on the next week to Nitro and throwing the title in the trash. But that doesn't even have as close to the significance as it would be if Shane McMahon came in.
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't at all.
I think if you're gonna make a safe bet, it could be Keith Lee.
Yep.
Wouldn't
Keith
be the
Lee is
shock
another.
factor, but
He's another great athlete, but I mean, I don't see where the forbidden in that is. Yeah, I mean, he's a WWE guy, but he was an NXT guy, and he was also, an Evolve guy, and he was also, an independent guy.
yeah.
Who is referring people to me? Sorry. Always get distracted here at night. I just get these weird messages saying CJ Hardon referred me to you. I want to start my own promotion. You're the person I need to talk to. Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
last thing we need. One of them starting their own promotion.
It's not even a person I ever heard of before. I never even heard of this person. Brand new person to the scene, I think, and they're asking me. I don't know. I'll talk to them. I don't know. But,
We're
you know, let's
podcast.
talk more about this Forbidden Door here. Let's talk more about, who's walking through. Who is AEW going to take? There is other people besides, Keith Lee and Shane McMahon.
Another one could be Johnny Gargano.
That is a big one. Now, if you had somebody, now see, this is why I would say this is a forbidden door because at the height of it, yes, okay, it's not the Monday Night Wars that took place. It wasn't that big. But the NXT versus AEW was pretty significant, okay? The fan bases were torn apart. And there was a lot of superstars that emerged. Johnny Gargano, obviously Mr. NXT himself, Johnny Wrestling. He was the forefront of this kind of war, in a way. Not that he was fighting against AEW, but they used him. He's been a face of NXT, the competition. This would be kind of a big deal if Johnny Gargano moved over. But again, Johnny Gargano has also been on the independent scene prior to WWE, correct?
Correct.
See,
Big
I'm
time.
feeling that this person that they're talking about is going to be someone that has never left the WWE.
Before
There's
that,
another name out
outside
there.
shot,
There's
this
another
cause,
name
he
out
didn't
there
have
being
a
thrown
90-day
around.
no complete cause. We are having it hint with the private party's latest failures is Jeff Hardy, because Matt Hardy's been, if you've been watching AEW programming, has been irate, very, very hard on the Hardy family compound that he tried to form with the Butcher and the Blade and Private Party, and even New England indie star George Joel has been in it too. And you have him being very hard on Marquise Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy. And Isaiah Cassidy had a shot at the TNT Championship to Sammy Guevara and Rampage and lost. He was saying that he did it for him, that he'd be a failure if he lost, it'd be a big opportunity. And then when Cassidy lost on Twitter, he said he wanted to put money in the future, but he thinks he's going to do this. What made him successful and more money in the first place was being tag team, and he has to get more hint. Big word. Extreme.
He has to do it. He just has to.
And Jeff Hardy could be there, but I'm not gonna. I'd be really shocked if it was him. Not for what people would think, but because he is his 90-day no compete clause isn't expiring till next month.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, it could be him to show up, but he's not going to be able to do anything. I mean, we're not even able to see him in that show until what, next month, right?
Yeah, correct.
So, I mean, it's not like they can outdo the clause. And I think honestly that's just too much of an easy given. We know where Jeff's got to go if he wants to continue, which he does, wrestling A, and B, he wants to be in tag team with his brother. He doesn't want to be thrown in these singles, terrible singles matches and horrible gimmicks. He just wants what he wants. Okay, him and his brother did a very successful thing, even outside of WWE. They want that back. What about Braun Strowman? I mean, we saw that he wrestled in NEW. He hasn't really signed anywhere else. What happens if they pick Braun up?
He did make an appearance on Impact, but that's about it. Besides being on NEW.
Well, first of all, let's just say this. Tony Khan did not say whoever is the Forbidden Door is going to be full time.
No.
So a part time person can wrestle in Impact, wrestling all over the. They can wrestle here. It could be, it could be someone like when we used to see, Wheeler Yuta, Danny Garcia, someone like that.
Yeah. You could
So
have Love Dog in the Forbidden Door. It's almost Valentine's Day.
if it's Love Dog, that will be hilarious.
Oh, we would laugh. We'd be the only ones cheering like crazy, and people would be like, "Who? How'd you know this guy?"
Maybe they heard news all the way from Fall River. They picked up Tough Daddy.
Oh my God! I think I'd be in the ER dying of laughter.
I go back to watching WWE full time.
Oh yeah,
I would have to. I would have to.
absolutely.
But like I said, I mean, WWE lets go of so many people.
You could have started a whole new promotion with all the people they cut last year.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have a savior Khan who's been very good to wrestling fans. And you got another Khan that represents them that only cares about money.
Oh, I know. I know for a fact.
I think Vince is willing to disown his whole family for this guy just to get back at AEW.
It's gonna be come down in the end. Khan versus Khan.
That could be a
Maybe
movie.
that's the forbidden door. Maybe he's bringing in Nick Khan, his like long lost cousin that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
I mean, could we see somebody else though? Like, didn't like the Road Dog just get let go? Didn't like other people just
Yeah.
let go?
Know who's a big one? Speaking of that, part time. Scotty Two Parties wrestling Maine, but it wouldn't be this big breaking news. It would be turned up. But what about William Regal?
That would be something.
Well, Forbidden Door doesn't have to just apply to WWE. It could be any other promotion. And we have to ask ourselves, you know how we asked ourselves for years before he made an appearance 5 years ago that Sting was the biggest wrestler that never worked for Vince McMahon? Before AEW was a thing, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks were up there once Sting signed with WWE.
Oh, exactly.
And I think the biggest wrestler that doesn't wrestle for AEW or WWE could be Will Ospreay from New Japan.
That would be incredible. I mean, the amount of just that gives me chills because the amount of just dream matches that could take place would just they would be
Or
unrivaled,
Okada. Not
unrivaled.
Okada.
But like I said, I mean, they're making a big deal out of it, so it's got to be someone big. It's gonna be someone that's gonna make a decent impact in the AEW universe.
Yeah. You know what could be a real shocker? I think even more shocker than Vince's own son, Shane, because people are really expecting that. But let's give you someone who people say would never be able to wrestle again and almost die. What if Triple H comes on there?
That would be something that would just
I
melt
kind of
down the pro
for him.
wrestling world.
Part of me's hoping for that because he had his he was forced to go against AEW. He had a brilliant developmental business plan. Before the pandemic, he was going to expand NXT to Mexico, to Japan, like there was a UK.
Oh, I know.
It's sad. I
This
used to love it. He
is
had a
interesting to
great
say.
formula too. When Vince didn't let him be, he only had 1 hour a week on the
Well,
network.
the problem is, you know what? Vince is happy when things are going good, but when things are going bad, Vince is very upset. And all of a sudden, things started going bad. Numbers started falling off. Ratings started falling off. And when that happened, he needs someone to blame. No, let's not blame the fact that you threw, Raw SmackDown talent back to NXT. Let's not talk about the fact that you made it, a 2 hour show when it really only needs to be that 1 hour format. And let's,
When
not
you
take the
had a
fact that you
pay per
threw it
view,
to a TV channel and you put to, with WWE mainstream fans didn't even know what NXT was.
they
And
know
then
how
you put them up against freaking a
AEW.
brand new promotion. Not even AEW. It doesn't have to be AEW. It could have been any brand new promotion. Anything new is going to get views. People want to see something new.
Absolutely. And AEW is new. They got a biggest TV deal for a non WWE promotion since Impact or W, just like WCW. They signed with TNT. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
so of course, Vince is really upset about their existence. It's hard to believe before the pandemic. If you don't remember Versace, I know it could feel like 10 years ago, but before they were cutting everybody, they were making everyone stay.
Oh, yeah, they were. This dude just keeps sending me question after question about starting a promotion in Vermont. Ugh, never ends. Never ends. Disable.
Not at all, Versace. People tend to. We're a podcast company, not a promotion company.
I mean, I can help people, and and I can show them where to find free talent. That we seem to be able to can do. I can
Uh,
show them how to find a bunch of free talent.
Free's not always what you pay for.
Oh no, he's having trouble even coming up with the $800 it would take to start the first show.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's probably why CJ threw him to us, hoping that we'd throw money down. You know how
no.
these people try to suck us.
Yeah, we're all done with that. If we had that, we'd be sponsoring thousands of dollars for every New England show.
Sometimes. Yeah, I mean that would be pretty amazing. So I'm just reading actually a message from someone that threw us into this. David Otero. He says Keith Lee. Um, that actually, I would love to see it. I think Keith Lee has tremendous talent. I mean, come on, this dude was king of the world. He had the hottest song. He was dancing. I mean, he has an amazing voice. When we saw
First
him
ever
at
triple
Evolve,
crown.
he was on fire.
He had the NXT title and the North American title at the same time.
And then,
In this,
then WWE, threw him back to wherever they did, and they kind of blamed him. No, it's not like that. Yeah, I can understand the dude got COVID and he got sick, and he couldn't compete, and there was a lot of issues with that. But I feel like they were giving him the shit before that, okay? Before that even happened. They shouldn't even have moved him. He was fine doing what he was doing. You don't change his song. Then they made him what? They made him wear a shirt. They said something like he was too fat.
Then they
You
wanted
two
Adam
have a
Cole.
good night, Houston H. Thank you.
They wanted to change Adam Cole's name and make him be his manager.
People want to find, this guy wants to find someone that would be hoping to do charity.
Uh, ooh, such a forbidden door, huh? You know what's another name that people that's fed up
Yeah, if you
has a
want to just wrestle for free and you don't want to do anything, I mean, then I don't know. I can't get involved with that. Let's not, forget about all that crap. These people got to leave me alone here. We're talking AEW wrestling. We're talking the Forbidden Door. That's what we're talking about here. And like I said, we got all these great wrestlers being thrown out there. Keith Lee, Shane McMahon, even. You know, you said William Regal. That would be another great superstar. Someone that could,
there's another name that could be there, but it be a forbidden door announcement because he's still technically under contract with WWE, even though he requested to be released. Is Mustafa Ali?
the leader of.
He
Well, they
has
had.
been he's a big star in WWE. Management has not treated him well. They
No,
could
I
have let
mean Mustafa
him.
Ali has been mistreated since day one. I feel like. I mean, he was what they made him into that other. He was in that stable there. What was it called?
Retribution.
Retribution. They kind of just just made a mockery of what was going on in the political world. In my opinion, it was a bad creative decision. And then you had people like T-Bar and stuff, and you had all these people, and it went to shit. But let me ask you this, Disabled. Let's change the subject for a second. Not about the subject of the Forbidden Door, but of the promotion. Has the promotion been announced? Did Tony Khan specifically say it was a WWE star?
Not exactly. I'll actually go through Twitter right now and read some of his statuses to you.
Okay, because I mean, let's not forget there is a whole roster of Ring of Honor people.
It could be the Briscoes.
I mean, it could be anybody. It could be Marty Skrull. Don't forget, he was an original member with the Elite people. I know that the fans don't like. I know whatever happened, the kids, but he's still around.
And let me read some Tony Khan statuses if you're okay with that.
Yeah, go with it.
As I quote, as reference on AEW Rampage, I have a surprise on AEW Dynamite Live on TBS Network. A top wrestler will walk through the Forbidden Door this Wednesday and debut in AEW. More info to come. Thank you for everyone who joined us for a great Rampage tonight. See you Wednesday on TBS. This was aired Friday, right after Rampage. And then he follows it up. The Forbidden Door can be open for anyone from any wrestling promotion in the world, whether or not it's a company AEW is on good terms with, even if it's someone from a company that's open for business. They're also welcome to slam the door in the face of their prior company. This is why the speculation's so big. And the big announcement for Wednesday's Dynamite that we reference on Rampage, free agent debut, and the person walking through the forbidden door are one and the same. They're walking in the door, signing a contract, and then slamming the door shut Wednesday on AEW Dynamite.
Maybe he's bringing in Big Swall again.
Ha ha ha. Well, they have some kind of forbidden door they need to close.
Well, I mean, it could be somebody with New Japan. It could also be somebody with Ring of Honor. I mean,
Don't forget, you
WWE.
know who else? Maybe it wouldn't be as big as people are thinking, but for the female, this is the biggest possibility. Could be Tony Storm. She
Could
requested a release from WWE.
She
Fed
did,
up with
and I mean that's another thing. And there's another person that was being thrown around because he was just denied um he was just denied something with WWE, and that is Kurt Angle.
That is true.
You
Everyone
know,
thought Kurt Angle was going to be the big announcement in Revolution last year,
he
and it
did,
turned out.
and but he was still had some plans with WWE. I actually posted an article about it on our YouTube, and basically they kind of gave him the runaround and told him no, whatever he wanted to do. So now he has nothing to do. He's not actually a wrestler, so I believe he can just leave and wrestle. Like he doesn't have to wait the 30 to 90-day clause. I mean, I don't know how it works for non wrestlers, but I believe they don't have a non compete clause. That's why I believe someone like Shane McMahon could just walk right in.
Especially, which would make it amazing. He just wrestled in the Royal Rumble.
It would be similar to the nights where we saw him, pop up and say, I'm the owner of, this promotion back in the invasion era of things. So, I mean, AEW's always throwing surprises. There's one thing that it's really good about, though, keeping those surprises actually surprises.
WWE, on the other hand, is not, and it hurt my love for
No, we would have already known who the Forbidden Door was like last year.
it. I know.
um,
Bad enough they're leaking next year's WrestleMania main events.
yeah, I mean, it makes me not even want to go to this year's, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
absolutely.
I mean, who else though? I mean, there's got to be other names in this. I mean, like I said, but he said they're free to close, slam the door on their former company. It could be, like I said, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that WWE didn't release like 1,000 people, it seems, in the last year. It doesn't have to be someone that's recently released. It could be someone that was
Oh,
released prior. There was people released in the pandemic. There was people released for no reason. There was some people, like I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting though. It's gonna be interesting, like I said, because AEW does keep such a lock on things.
I am very excited for this Wednesday, Versace. There's all kinds of possibilities.
There is. There really is.
I wonder what other names we can mention. Maybe it's
Well,
a Liberian coming back.
well, I mean, there is the other possibility that it's Bray Wyatt.
That is so true. Left
I
on
mean,
bad terms, the company really buried him.
but he would make sense. His best friend went to AEW basically, and unfortunately, he passed. But there was always that him wanting to kind of do something, maybe with the Dark Order in tribute. That could
He'd
be
be a
the other
perfect fit for
possibility.
Dark.
And that would be another forbidden door because it's still very fresh in WWE's mind, The Fiend.
Absolutely. A lot of people are expecting him to come for full gear, but that didn't happen.
Oh, look at that. The guy's gonna, since he doesn't have the money to do the promotion and he wanted to do it. Well, he said he asked me if it would be too early to do it on Valentine's Day. Yes. You can't just announce a show for Valentine's
Oh,
Day today.
God.
That would be bad. I don't think you would be able to sell enough tickets. I don't think you'd be able to get any talent. Second thing, oh, he's gonna do March Mayhem tournament to crown the inaugural NQWP Never Quit Wrestling Promotion champion. So he's gonna start
Oh,
it off right with a belt. Just what wrestling needs, another championship.
and
Uh,
just need a
it's in
promotion
Vermont
called
though, so
Never
I'll let
Quit
it go.
Wrestling
It's fine. I
where
don't know
you
much
go get
about
free
Vermont wrestling.
talent. That's pretty funny. I hate to say it. Never quit wrestling, but wants to depend on free talent.
Well, he's starting now, so I mean, I offered him. I told him I know some free talent. We know free talent. We know a bunch of free people. I mean, you're not gonna start a promotion with no money and non-free talent. I mean, it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
Either you got the money or you got the free talent or you got a little bit of both. I offered him a little bit of both. I said, I can show you like a couple of guys that work for fun and then, you throw some money around and you pick up a couple of names. He said that was too much and went back and forth a little bit. Maybe this kid is the forbidden door.
Maybe.
Yeah, I can get you free wrestlers. These
They're
guys
free
don't
off.
have. They're always around. Disabled. If
Oh,
they
yeah.
have nothing to do, they'll wrestle right now.
3 in the morning. Just you have to pick some of them up.
Yeah, he's in Vermont. All you gotta do is just go to Fall River, guy.
Oh yeah. And those guys won't even take responsibility for their own action, but they're free.
They are. They are. They are.
Not gonna name names.
No, I don't know any names. Our fans probably know who we're talking about, anyways.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Do you know anywhere that would loan out a ring for charity?
Just go to a certain former chop shop, book his son to win. Yep. You there.
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell him, that you could try to go and check out this.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like this person's gonna take a path they may never forget.
Yep. You took that path.
Oh yeah.
Why are they come? Why are they talking to like? Okay, well, I'm just saying, why would they send him to me? Not that I mean, I'm not capable of running a promotion. I never said that, but right. But
Yeah.
I mean, now I know where it came from. Why didn't he push him to Mac Attack? Mac got all the free guys. I mean, I got a couple of free guys, but Mac got like 60 free guys. Everybody was free on the Mac Attack show.
Oh, I know it.
Reunion Wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be my guess. Why don't you just run another RW2? I'm gonna tell that to the kid. Why don't you just buy out RW and just run that and book everybody that has a ring to win?
Ha ha ha.
I guess I don't know.
I don't know either. Yep. So there's all kinds of
I didn't
possibilities.
even. I was telling the kid I didn't even use a ring. Sorry, this kid's mad distracted. I feel like these people send us these people during podcast hour just to get in our minds. But yes, there's all sorts of possibilities, all the way from Ray Ranson to freaking Shane McMahon. But you know what? I think it is going to be somebody of a significant importance. It's going to make a difference in not only AEW but also in you know the other end of it. They're missing out in WWE. Now, I did hear something today that AEW hasn't like the number one women's division.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I'm not
definitely
really
get
sure about that.
improvement. That's for sure.
I'm a big fan of AEW, but I'm not really sure about all that. I still think WWE has a very good women's division. Probably the best. Their women are phenomenal. Their women's rumble outdid the men's rumble.
Absolutely, big
The
time.
only thing with the women is they don't get booked right, some of them, and it's not consistently booked, and it's just the booking can be inconsistent, like what they did with Nikki and some of the other talent, Ashka. And
Yeah.
there's gaps, and there's been gaps, and it kind of ruins it. AEW, for me, I've had a very hard time getting into the women's division, starting all the way in the beginning with their first women champion, Riho.
Big time.
I just couldn't get into it. I just couldn't follow her, and from there, I just couldn't get into the whole scene. I thought that the women were just bland. I think Britt Baker was the face of it, yes, and I think she should have been the first person to capture that title. Her, Nyla Rose, or even at the time when they had Awesome Kong. Now let's fast forward some time. Now you got fantastic women out there. You got Chris Stat,
Mm-hmm.
and you got
You got
all these other
Jade
women, but
Barhill.
I still don't feel like it is
You
at the
got
level. I
Raven.
don't feel like it's at the level where WWE is. I just don't. It's not
Ruby
it's not
Soho.
established yet. Oh, that's another one, right? Ruby Riot?
Yeah, Ruby Soho. She's in AEW.
Oh, she's already in AEW, yeah.
Yeah,
But
of course.
she was at the first feat, remember?
Yeah, of course.
You know, and when is this announcement gonna be made?
This is
It
coming Wednesday.
So Wednesday night on Dynamite. The person will be there, or it's gonna be announced. See, this makes a difference now because you're talking clauses earlier, and you were saying, why it can't be this one because it wouldn't be a month. But if it's just an announcement, it could be someone like Jeff Hardy, and they'll show up next month. If the person's gonna be there, then it's somebody else.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, AEW keeps things under wraps. Yeah, you do that, okay? Message T Phoenix, talk wrestling with him. Tell me you
Yeah.
want to work with the land of Tough Daddies. You're gonna probably have to make Tough Daddy your champion.
Oh, big.
Ah, boy.
Or
People
fight
never,
Havoc like Roman versus Lesnar.
people never learn. Uh, I can't wait though to find out who this is gonna be though. I mean, I really can't. I'm excited to see. I'm always excited to see a new person in AEW, and this is no exception.
Oh,
Um,
big time.
you know, and it could, like you said, be somebody. You even have people like what was it, the Road Dog letting go. You could have behind the scenes people. You could have other people. You did mention something about Scotty Too Hottie being in Maine. I don't think he's gonna go there. I mean, what would he do in AEW, honestly? But
Yeah.
could it be someone similar though? Could it be someone like Fandango? Could it be someone like Chris Hero? Could it even be Biff Busick himself?
Could be. Could be Killer Cross.
Could be Killer Cross. That would be, something. So I mean, I don't know. I just am really eager to see who it's gonna be. Because whoever
Yeah.
it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna make a difference. It's gonna make an impact here.
Me too. And I'm gonna make predictions before we go off the air. I think if you're gonna make a safe bet, I'd go with Keith Lee, but I think it's gonna be someone like a Shane McMahon because they're really teasing it.
I could see it being Shane just because Shane's that kind of person to not want to leave the wrestling world. And at the end of the day, what's he, if he jumps into AEW now, let's say he stays there for 10 years, gets his foot in the door there, becomes senior partner, such and such, all of a sudden, he's part owner of another wrestling company, and he probably never even left WWE. It could all be a ploy. The whole thing could have been a ploy for Vince to get rid of Shane so Shane can go in and start to, work with AEW on purpose. Who knows? These are the crazy conspiracy theories that go through. There's all sorts of thought processes that are happening right now. Some people even say Vince McMahon owns both companies. Some people say that he already sold WWE to Tony Khan. And it's all a game. Tony owns everything. I've heard both sides. I might, like you said, say prediction is going to be three people. Keith Lee, yes. But I'm also thinking, like you said, maybe they do announce Jeff Hardy. They just don't bring him in. Or he comes in and just doesn't do anything. I don't know if there's. I mean, well, they let Chris Hero do meet and greets even though his 90-day clause wasn't up. So, who knows what he's allowed and not allowed to do. And the other person that would be my guess, safe bet, would kind of be Killer Cross just because he is gone. He has no place to really go. And
Uh,
he would fit in there perfectly.
yeah, it is very true, Versace. Anything can happen in the world of wrestling.
Anything can and will, and I can't wait for it too. But thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you.
Let us know who you think's gonna be the Forbidden Door. Drop it in the comment section. Let us know. Drop who you think it's gonna be, and we will, be back on later in the week to discuss it all.
Absolutely. So, thank you everyone for watching. This Sable signing out.
Have yourself a good night, folks.